the fuck? Oh, this is a girl. I almost didn't realize. Sitting on a desk is a short-haired girl, curiously wearing a boy's uniform, with a fork between her toes and a morsel of food stuck firmly on the end. I would have said that this is a boy, but then I realized, then I saw this part and I was confused. This odd way of dining seems to be caused by her... I didn't really notice the obvious thing. Yes, I didn't. I absolutely didn't. It seems to be that she has no arms. Well, wait, can I... Here. Now you can see it better. It seems up until this part she has no arms whatsoever. So really good for everyone with a foot fetish. Why am I even saying shit like that? Alright, fuck it. No, not show image. Return. This odd way of dining seems to be caused by her apparent lack of hands, but her presence here is what takes me aback even more. How did I miss her before? She's sitting in a corner very still, but I still somehow took her as a part of the furnishing or a statue at first glance. Or a boy. I'm not being too observant today as a whole. The girl seems to be frozen in place, staring at me with her huge eyes like a rabbit in headlights. She's staring at me, her mouth wide open, ready to accept the fork. I'm staring at her, my mouth wide open. Why, like a dub? Okay. Suddenly remembering, I didn't finish my sentence and trying to think if I should. This weird stalemate keeps us both stunned into silence, punctuated only by the wall clock ticking rhythmically. Oh, sorry. Wait, what's this? Oh. Hello. The girl stuffs her fork full in her mouth and is now staring at me expectantly while chewing. This is a bit awkward. Only if you make it awkward. Hello. I was told to pick up some supplies from here for some festival stalls. I didn't think there would be someone here. There isn't. That's why I came here too. Why am I Yeah, I totally let her sound like a boy. She picks up another forkful. Doesn't that mean you are here then? She raises her eyebrows as if she was suspecting my observation was false. You're pretty observant. I guess it does. But who are you? The girl is pretty straightforward, isn't she? I'm Nakai. Hisao Nakai. I just transferred in on Monday. I'm Win Tetsuka Win. Win Tetsuka. I won't shake hands with you, but at least we know who we are now. Wow. That's very nice. Her deadpan manner of talking makes it hard to determine whether she's joking about shaking hands or not. She's obviously joking. It kinda bothers me joking about these matters. Doesn't feel appropriate at all. You have to laugh about your things so you won't... Well, I don't know if you have to, but you can easily more... It's just a way for people to accept their disabilities of some way at least. While I'm trying to figure what's appropriate and whether this girl is, she seems to have lost interest in me and is now gazing yearningly back at her food. Can I continue my lunch? If you don't mind me, I won't mind you. If you need to get your stuff, the supplies are at the back. Go right ahead, but lunch? School's already over for the day. What word would you use then? There's no word for a meal you eat after lunch, but before dinner, right? It bothers me very much too, but I don't really know what I should say. I don't think you are supposed to eat meal between lunch and dinner to begin with. But I'm hungry now, and my delicious boxed lunch would go wasted otherwise. I have curry, it's very delicious. With my decisiveness, Win once again picks up the fork between her toes, and with at least as much impoliteness, she points it straight at me. So Nakai, what brings you to this place? Like I said, I was told to look for these things. No, this school. From outside you look fine. Is your problem inside? I come to a full stop, opening my mouth but not getting a word out. Why? He just asked you a totally normal question. Well, at least, yeah, most likely a normal question around here, I would guess. I can guess. I'm good at guessing. Better than most people. Win cuts me off before I can answer her question. Or skirt around it somehow. I don't know which I would have done. I froze in front of this issue again. I haven't even told anyone here about my condition. Or maybe it's only because it hasn't really come up. I do get the feeling that not making issues of this is a part of the social code here. As the teacher said. Wow, you didn't figure this out on your own? I wonder if the people here could relate. Probably not any better than any normal person could. I can't relate to Shizune's circumstances, or Lily's either. Wait, who was Lily again? Lily, was this the gorgeous blind girl? Yeah, I guess it was her. Naturally, while I go through this in my head, Win keeps considering what my condition could be, with an overtly contemplative look on her face. She puts her fork between her lips and leans back, looking at the ceiling as if the answer was written up there. A beam of light illuminates her face from the window side, creating a mask of dark shadow on the other side. Well, I don't think it's anything in your head, and something in your guts would be boringly ordinary like this lunch of mine, and less delicious. The problem must be in your pants. What? What? Why do you think I have problems in my pants? I don't think I would go in the school like this if I would have problems in my pants. I could just go to a normal school. Pretty perfectly fine if it is what you say I would have. Kind of, if this makes any sense. This messed up Sherlock Holmes kind of statement and the sheer lack of tact it was delivered with catches me completely off guard. I think I might have reeled back even physically as Win's eyes widen in revelation and astonishment. So I was right. There is something wrong with your tackle, isn't there? I wanna know so badly. I really wanna know so badly. You know what? I will do this. Okay, not what I expected. Tackle has a lot of meanings, a lot of physical tackle like in Pokemon and stuff like that, and the thing closest I could found is gear and equipment. But yeah, I guess it fits everything. So let's get on with this. There's something wrong with your tackle, isn't there? Still partially in shock, but recognizing the need to reply something, I spit out the first thing that I can think of. No, nothing like that! I have a heart problem! Arrhythmia! ... I said it. More like blurted it out, but I said it. The girl in front of me purses her lips together and glowers at me, looking very disappointed. Why are you disappointed in that my tackles are fully functional? Or my tackle is fully functional. How boring. Trouble in the pants would have been... How boring. Trouble in the pants would have been much more scandalous. Yo, I don't... What's with this reaction? I'm sorry to let you down. I forgive you. Just collect people and the person with you now. That kind of problem would have been really great. Wow. I collect people? I just realized that sentence. Collect people? Thanks! People with different problems. Huh? So you just like go around asking people what's wrong with them? Pretty much. I see. ... With little left to say, Win resumes her lunch and the conversation dies away. But I keep thinking about what was said. It's the first time I told anyone else about my condition. All the other people have either known about it already or heard about it from someone else. Or didn't need to know about it. Like every other student here so far. Should I have told it's a natural part of introductions? Should I have told it as a natural part of introduction? Hey, I'm Nako Hisao and I have a heart condition, arrhythmia. What's your problem? Okay. Hi, I'm Hisao. I have very serious heart condition. Is that how I'm supposed to go around introducing myself from now on? No, you should not. As if our disabilities would define us. What a disgusting thought. Or maybe this Tetsuka girl just has an unnatural interest in such things. As I walk to the back of the room to pick up the items on Misha's list, a chance opens to study Wim from the corner of my eye. Why do we want to study her? Her hair is burnt or burn. Her hair is burnt or burn. Almost orange and cropped short. Long hair would probably be impossible with no arms. Yeah, kind of, I guess. The boy's uniform and the lack of arms make her look very thin, almost scrawny. I guess it's... yeah, you can all guess what this means. She's not particularly pretty, except for her murky green eyes, which flicker restlessly from below her short bangs, even when she eats. You really have a problem with your eyes, do you? You should check your eyes. I think you need glasses, my friend. All of the girls you met look kinda gorgeous in her own way. The distance and the shadows make it seem like they don't reflect sunlight at all, but instead absorb all of it within them like deep wells. She moves her feet almost as deftly as a normal person would use their arms. Naturally, I guess. However, I can see how this sight could discomfort people, especially while eating. It makes me feel a bit uncomfortable at least. I hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it? I keep searching the cabins and shelves for Misha's things, but after enough time passes the silence grows too uncomfortable, so I try to force some conversation out of this strange girl. So, do you always eat alone in this late, or do you get the occasional visitor? Visitors? Maybe you are my first occasional visitor, but I don't always eat alone either. Sometimes I eat with a certain person on the roof, if she's not horsing around. Horsing? She likes to do sports. Oh. And that's all I can think of to say. Both of us fall silent again as Win forks the last bits of her meal to her mouth. You could have just asked what kind of sports, maybe. I look down at my hole and double check it with Misha's list. It seems I have everything except plywood. So I think I have all the things I know. I need. I think there should be I need. That's nice for you. Don't feel obliged to stay. I was about to take a nap anyway. You need to do whatever you're going to do with that stuff anyway, right? Or perhaps you like to watch girls sleeping? Oh God, she's so strange! She's... God... I'm not sure what to make of this, but Win looks serious. Even if I did, I think I have to be going. I'll catch you around, Tetsuka. You can call me Win. I feel that our relationship is at this point good enough to warrant this much. Wow, we already have some kind of relationship. Great! I was already turning to make my exit, but she draws me back in. Fine then, I'm Hisao. Then you are. She's so strange. Her face. I don't give a shit. I don't look at how much fucks I give. This is literally the face you should make if you say, look at how the fucks I give. Win looks at me hard in the eyes, but that intimidating feeling you get when someone stares at you isn't there. It's like she's actually not looking at me at all. She blinks a couple of times, and I can't figure out why a pause like this just popped between us out of nowhere. See you later, Hisao. There's something like a tiny smile there in her face. Maybe. Yeah, that's obviously a smile. I quietly back out of the room. As I shut the door in front of my face, I whispered to myself. What an intriguing person. From inside, I hear a muffled sing-song voice. I hear that. Oh, fuck. I get scared by some girls getting into my face. What did she hear? I jump at the sudden appearance of Misha, who I had not heard approaching despite the completely empty hallway. Somehow she had gotten to jumping distance of me without making a sound. Creepy, it briefly reminds me of Kenji's nutty theory about a global feminist conspiracy, but I pushed that thought aside. Oh yeah, Kenji is such a strange and cool dude at the same time. Well, cool and strange, does it fit? Shizune is standing slightly behind. Misha looks aloof as she couldn't have heard the remark that drew Misha's attention, but Misha is visibly excited. No, wait! More importantly, who's in there? There's no club meeting today! She tries to curiously peek past me, even though the door prevents her from seeing anyway. What are you doing here? You took so long that we had to come check what's wrong. That's no good, Hick-chan. She wags her finger at me scoldingly. Bad Hick-chan. I found plywood, but everything else is still missing because you're tardy. Okay. Oh, sorry. I got the things here. Was just going to bring them. I think you were up to some mischief, Hick-chan. Who was in there with you? I wonder. Wow, you really think of me as some kind of perv? Kind of? Sort of? Misha signs something quickly to Shizune, pointing at her own ear a couple of times. Shizune immediately pushes her way past me and opens the door into the classroom I just left. I can only imagine the shock she is experiencing. With Shizune's diligence and attitude, the insolence of daring to deface school property by sleeping on top of it must be too much to bear! And indeed, she stares at Win, frozen in place apart from the slight but noticeable trembling of her shoulders from suppressed rage, I am sure. Instead of blowing up, Shizune just takes a few deep breaths, adjusts her glasses and slams the door shut, turning to sign furiously at Misha. Oh come on, you woke up Win! What the fuck? Maybe she did blow up, but I can't understand it. She shoots a very loaded stare at me too, as if it was somehow my fault that Win is sleeping on one of the tables. I hope she's not getting any funny ideas about the reason of my tardiness. Hello! Win's voice comes from the other side of the door, and it takes a few eye blinks to realize she might have trouble opening it. I open the door to find Win directly behind it, looking at us with a half-interested, half-sleepy face. Hello! Dot dot dot.
Miss Tezuka, what do you think you are doing? You absolutely are not
Why am I... Because she's talking Shizune.
permitted to use school property for such a disgraceful activity. It sure is suddenly very crowded in here. I didn't know I was this popular.
It's hard to say whether she's happy or unhappy about this turn of events. At any rate, she ignores Shizune and Misha's scolding, so they have no choice but to drop the issue. Shizune taps Misha's shoulder, points at Win, and makes some quick signs. Dot dot dot.
Popularity aside, please don't do that anymore.
Dot dot dot.
Anyway, how's your project going? Will it be done for the festival?
Win looks at them blankly, apparently at ease under the pressure Shizune's cold stare is putting on her.
I keep wondering about that myself too.
Dot dot dot.
And we'll think about it harder.
As Misha signs her reply to Shizune, her face turns into an unsatisfied frown. Dot dot dot.
Miss Tezuka, please try to take this seriously. It'll be a disaster if they won't look someone threw up their lunch onto it.
Win nods assertively.
We'll think more seriously. We'll think more seriously.
Misha actually giggles at that, but Shizune does not even after translation. She just shakes her head, takes the materials from me and takes off with Misha in tow. Win phones thoughtfully as she looks after the retreating student council duo.
How rude. It's true though, I must finish my project before the weekend. There will be dire consequence if I don't. The end of the world as we know it. Like weekends usually are, but more dire. Much more dire. Maybe I postpone my nap to unforeseen future.
Sorry, I get it too late. I'm about to ask what project she has and what are these apocalyptic consequences, but she walks back into the art classroom.
Since you have nothing to do, would you give me a hand?
Quite literally.
This paint can doesn't fit into my bag, but I need it.
She kicks lightly at a huge can of paint that's lying on the floor next to the table she was sitting and sleeping on. It lets out a dull clang. Being the gentleman I am, I naturally pick it up. Heavy. Yeah, sure. Where do you need to take it?
Away.
And with that, she takes off to the hallway, me and the paint can following since there's little choice for either of us. The hallway is quiet and empty now with Shizune and Misha gone, so we too leave towards the stairwell at the other end. Every 10 or 15 or 20 steps, I have to change the can from one hand to another because the thin handle cuts into my palm. You could just, grab it from underneath and hold it like... It's so hard to show you what I mean, because the camera is so off. You can just hold it like this, but lower. Alright. At least it keeps my arms from tiring too fast. Wind strolls on beside me with an uneven pace that I have trouble matching. Or maybe I'm walking weird because of the extra weight. It seems one of us is constantly walking too slow or too fast, and I can't figure out which. Should I stop here? I'm recording for over 1 hour now. 2 flights of stairs below, trouble appears in the form of the head nurse and his fox-like grin. Ah, Mr. Nakai, what a happy coincidence! Tezuka too, of course. What voice did I give him? I totally forgot. I forgot all the voices! I just try to make it up. I always look at the person and then I try to think, what could they sound like? And then I just try to put that emotion. He nods courteously to Win, who does not acknowledge him back, then turns to me because obviously it's me who he had some business with. There's something I forgot to mention on Monday. I nod and wait impassively because I can't even begin to guess what he forgot. The feeling of the handle delving deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about this interruption either. It's about your medications. Since you haven't been that long on your current medications, there might be some unexpected side effects, which might require adjusting dosages or even changing to another kind of medication. So, will you do a few tests regularly? But what I'd want is for you to keep an eye on everything in your condition that feels off, if you get what I mean. Nausea, headache, anything, and come see me if something happens. Alright. So, how are you? Everything fine? I give up and drop the can to the floor before answering him. Apparently this takes longer than my biceps can handle. I'm about to say something generic as an answer, but then I realize how often I've done that lately. Other people have asked me that too, teachers and students here. My parents, visitors, nurses, doctors at the hospital. Everyone seems to be concerned about that. It's natural for a hospital, not so much for a school. Except this school. This is a small school, and both the student base and the faculty seems to be very tightly knit. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. And this is not the kind of school that gets transfer students too often. Often. I think you don't actually say often, but often. I'm not sure though. The thought sends shivers up my spine, but I give a generic answer anyway. ... Okay, that's great! Also, one other thing. My sources tell me that you've been at neither the school track nor even the pools, so I'd like to know if you have taken up exercising as I ask. Of course I haven't, but this way of inquiring gives me that feeling that I should have been running my ass off on the track since the very first day. You have people spying on me? Not as such. I just happen to know a few people. But that's not the issue here, so don't try to slip out of it. Well, I was actually just doing some improvised weightlifting as an exercise. I pick up and lift the can up and down a few times like some sad imitation of a bodybuilder, even though it's weighing down on my arms painfully. That stupid grin disappears from his face for a second, then comes back like it was never gone. Tezuka, would you give us a second? Oh god, don't get too close, man. The nurse grabs me by the shoulder without waiting for Win's permission, which he didn't need in the first place, and drags me aside. When I told you to exercise, I wasn't joking. I understand that you are still on your first week and all, but please don't ignore the importance of this. The reason I'm coming down this hard on you is that habits are not easy to form. Oh, he's so damn right. The more you slip and postpone, the harder it will be. It's the same with everything like dieting. Can you promise me to be more serious about this from now on? I guess, well, I will save here. Because maybe you can even die in this game and have no real ending or the bad ending whatsoever. But I think this might be a really good spot to end this episode. I hope you enjoyed it so far. Leave a like if you did. Maybe comment a little text for me. I really would appreciate it. And if you want to keep on track on this series, just hit the subscribe button. And I will see you, hopefully, in the next episode. Stay tuned.